Hello everyone, welcome back to part 2 of our season review TCS Sport podcast. My name is Ben, once again, shock horror, joined by my brother Steve. How you doing?
I'm
You
good.
okay?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
As opposed to part 1 that we just recorded about 5 minutes ago. Yeah, all good?
Yeah. 5 minutes ago.
Got all the Arsenal hate out of your system? Or
Hate? It's no hatred.
I'm joking.
It's not negativity either. I just call it how I see it.
Well, in your view and your opinion, as you always say.
Just an opinion.
Just an opinion.
Don't be offended by it.
Yeah. But anyway, part 1 was... Yeah, it would have been out by the time this one goes out, naturally. So, we should crack on, carry on where we left off. Did the first 7 clubs, continue from Crystal Palace onwards, because we're doing them in alphabetical order. So you've put, because you did a lot of the outline, sad to see Glasner go. Yourself sad to see Glasner go, Palace
I'm sad
fans?
to see Glasner go, yeah. Won an FA Cup, potentially won a European Conference League.
Well, I saw this question was put, floating around on social media, is Glasner Palace's best ever manager?
What, for 3 seasons worth?
But in terms, because
in terms of winning,
they've never won a major trophy before.
Yeah, I mean, there's an argument, isn't there?
Yeah.
You'd have to ask Palace fans. I'm not a Palace fan.
Right.
And like we've said before, can be too reactive. There's an argument to say, like, the Europa Conference League was a tournament made up for lesser European clubs, although they should have been in the Europa
They should have been in the Europa League.
Europa League, sorry.
Yes, of course, they should have been in the Europa League.
Used to be UEFA Cup, as I was about to call it.
Although it's funny.
Forest, we'll talk about them.
Yeah, we will talk about them. It is funny, though, because I wonder now, obviously, all the stuff at the start of the season, and we got quite frustrated and angry on Palace's behalf because we said that they should have been in the Europa League. However, having now got to the final of the Conference League, I'm not necessarily sure they would have been able to get to the final of the Europa League if they would have had the squad to do so. Would they now, in hindsight, are they happier with the situation? Because at the end of the day...
Well, if they win, they get Europa League again.
Exactly. At the end of the day, it's a chance to win another trophy after the success they had last season. Can send Glasner off on a high and get back into the Europa League, which is where they should have been all along.
Yeah. It's kind of a big FU to Europe, isn't it, really, if they do get in. So, yeah, Palace fans will be happy with it. Although, saying about the strength of the competition, many years ago you'd have had the Cup Winners' Cup, wouldn't you?
Yes, very true.
Which they'd have been in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sad to see him go. I'm pleased they got past their sort of sticky patch, because when it was announced he was going, it looked like he was going to get sacked, because he was saying stuff in the press. Mateta was almost like a hamstring fibre from leaving. And it seems like they've managed to sort of regather themselves and be like, come on, let's try and win this trophy.
It got really toxic at one point over the Christmas period, didn't it? Yeah.
But, I mean, you look at the teams they beat, I'm pretty sure Fiorentina, Shakhtar Donetsk, Shakhtar Donetsk used to be an established Champions League club
They
as well.
could be back in the Champions League next season as well.
Like, there you go. I mean, I'm sure there's another probably high-end one, but the two from there, Fiorentina and Shakhtar Donetsk on its own.
Fiorentina have really struggled this season in Serie A. They've survived just about, but they were hanging around the relegation zone for quite a long time. However, they also have pedigree in that competition, because I think they reached 2 finals. Won neither of them, because that was who West Ham beat in the final, I believe, Fiorentina.
Okay.
But and just the general size of the club, when you say it, Fiorentina...
Well, again, they used to be quite an established Champions League club for a few, like late 90s, early noughties.
Yeah. That was who Batistuta played for, was it? Yeah.
That goal...
at Old Trafford. Was that who he was playing for them?
Yeah. Was it Clive Tilsley?
Yes,
commentary. I sent it to you, didn't I? Batista, what a guy. Less was more. Commentary.
Likewise, the one that always springs to my mind as well, just because of how good it was the Ronaldinho toe poke, because that was also on ITV.
Yeah.
And it was, it's perfect, wasn't it? Yeah.
But yeah, sad to see him go, but they need to get someone decent in.
Well, Iraola was favourite, or had been mooted as favourite.
In the bookies, yeah. I mean, I think that'd be a good signing. But again, he'll need to be given time like he was given at Bournemouth. It doesn't work the first 10 games if he's trying to change the style of play. He'll need to be given time, but then also it's their squad as well. But
well, you said you fear for them next season. Players in the final year of their contracts. Mateta.
I was speaking to Jim and the Gregs, and he was saying about Mitchell has only got 1 season left. I think there was another one, Richards maybe.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them in 1 or 2 seasons.
Yeah, they were with like no manager as well, and Mateta wanting to go.
Yeah. Well, and potentially then Ismail Assar, he might have longer, but he's been one of the standout players.
Yeah.
Wharton, there's going to be natural interest in him, even though I think he's still got about 3 years left
Yeah.
on his deal.
But again, there's a tax on English players, so they could get a bit more money and try and get someone in.
Or if they do reinvest it. But I mean,
would Will Hughes go with Adam Walton because they come as a package, don't they? Oh, Will Walton, my good player in the middle, Will Walton. So that should be players, shouldn't it? Plural.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, you mentioned that you might fear for them next season, but with the clubs coming up, Coventry, Ipswich, Hull, not to do them much of a disservice, those three, but it feels like probably going to go straight back down.
It depends on their recruitment as well, though, doesn't it? But yeah, the Ipswich manager's been up there and come straight back down. So will he learn, or will they still try and play out from the back? Coventry, again, it all depends who they should sign.
Have the best chance of staying up.
And Hull, maybe they should re-sign Phil Thompson. And, when you're 5-0 down at half-time to Man City, despite the fact he's done really well so far that season...
Phil Brown,
sorry, not Phil Thompson. Yeah. Phil Thompson's a Liverpool assistant.
Yes.
Sorry. Sorry, I'm wrong from time to time. Sorry, everyone. Yeah, I know. I know. Because he has been back on all the media again because they're going up, because he was their Premier League manager. It's like, why? Because he loves it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting. But all they need to do is get 13 points, which would be 7 points more than the other three that come up on it. So
it certainly feels that way. Yeah. Will Hull reach double figures? Ooh.
Can Hull do it and beat Derby's record?
We can start that now. It feels like it, doesn't it? I don't mean to be disrespectful. It's absolutely fantastic they got promoted, and I'm glad they've come up.
Yeah, but have you seen who's playing for them again?
Yeah,
Ollie McBurney.
Yeah, no, and he couldn't cut it in the Premier League. I think he scored 19 goals this season, which is a great return. Yeah. But we've been there, done that, failed in the Premier League. So
bring me the one you call McBurney.
That's a nice segue into Everton because they've got old McNeil. Yeah. Decent season, as you said, taking into account first at home new ground, because I think their away form has arguably been better than their home form. You always get that teething problem sometimes, don't you? As nice as the stadium is.
Yeah, it's a nice stadium, but it's not. It won't feel like home for a little while yet. It's taken Arsenal 20 years.
Yeah. Although they have had some decent performances, decent results in there.
Well, they should have beat City.
They should have beaten City, indeed. Yeah.
But Alcaraz, escape from Alcaraz. Jeez, you should have been here for Dad for that. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Stay down to the corner. I know what he was trying to do. But he gave the ball away, and then Doku's gone up the other end and scored. So
decision making. Most of football is decision making.
Absolutely appalling that was. So now they've got an extra 2 points, but there you go.
Yeah. Season has somewhat petered out a little bit for them and Fulham, which will come to as the next club, because they were looking like they were going to push on for Europe, step on for Europe, whether that be Champions League, Europa League, or Conference League, because it was so tight and has been so tight between 5th onwards, almost 4th onwards, really. But yeah, had some bright spots, and Jai is a proper throwback. It's almost like streets won't forget. You look for players that have a bit of creativity, a bit of skill.
Yeah.
The players that you play to go and see, he is up there, because every time he gets on the ball, you wonder what he's going to do, because he's that sort of caliber of player. You've also mentioned Dewsbury Hall.
He's looked good this season.
Yeah, so's Garner, who can probably count himself a little bit unlucky that he isn't on the plane for the England squad, because he was called up for the friendlies against Uruguay and Japan. Hasn't really done anything wrong, just obviously Tuchel's preferred other midfielders.
Is that Idrissa Garner gay, or was that something different?
James Garner.
Oh, James.
English lad.
James Garner. Sorry.
English lad. Yeah.
That's how much attention I've been paying the football.
Yeah. Welcome to our in-depth season review.
Casual fans, casual recording fans. 4 times a season.
Yeah, it is interesting as well though, because there has been some criticism. Again, probably only on social media. Everton fans will be able to tell better when I put certain clips out. Some discontent with David Moyes' style of play. Again, I'm not really sure. Is that doing a disservice to you Everton fans? I don't really know. Just what certain bits and pieces I've seen. Are you happy?
You brought him in because you wanted to be out of relegation fights. Sean Dyche was brought in there to stop you from being relegated. You brought him in because you didn't want to be in relegation fights, and you're potentially fighting for Europe.
Well, that's a good point, because is this not the first time
in
the last
season, isn't it?
I think it's first full season. Yeah, but this season not the first season? The first last 3 or 4, potentially 5, where there haven't really been fights in relegation.
Exactly.
Yeah, they've been comfortable.
So, like West Ham fans, be careful what you wish for. But if not, enjoy your relegation battle next season. Get rid of him.
Yeah,
and go for someone else.
Well, I don't imagine the board will get rid of him, but
no.
Yeah.
No, and I know they were unhappy on their final home game of the season last weekend because they did get done
Pumped by Sunderland.
Yeah, by Sunderland. But I mean, some of the defending for that was appalling. Even the final goal, Coleman's just come on and he wasn't that close to it, but it's like it just come straight across him and just
Yeah, Fulham, another similar one or similar season it feels like, because they were fighting for Europe but then tailed off towards the latter half of the season. Interesting. I think we're going to have a little bit of a disagreement here in the sense of what you've written here. Can't have too many complaints. Another solid season, Premier League football secured and not dragged into a relegation scrap. While I can understand that perspective, they were so close to European football. Not expecting them necessarily to get European football, don't get me wrong, but some of the performances in recent weeks or from April onwards, it feels like maybe on the beach a little bit. But the worst result of all of them was Southampton in the Cup. Silva pretty much changed most of the squad, played a second string team when you're round of 16 in the Cup, because then it would have been to quarters against us had they won.
I know they got to the semis.
Got done. Well, the way it transpired, potentially, yeah. They were comfortably safe. You saw what Palace did last season.
Yep.
Palace played their full strength side because they were safe. They went on to win the competition. Look at what that day, that trophy, meant to all the Crystal Palace's fans. Fulham could have done the same thing, but didn't.
Disrespectful to the Cup, innit?
Yeah.
And he was obviously wanting to push for Europe. They've then not done it. Shame, really. But there you go.
Well, it just feels like the season is, from what it really could have been, just petered out, basically.
Yeah, but again, you got to be careful when you say things like that, because everyone just wants to be in the Premier League and wants to stay in the Premier League. And if you get too ambitious and forget where you've come from, that's when you start making silly decisions, and then that's where you think that you're better than what you are, and then you actually find, I'm in a relegation battle. Now I'm down in the Championship, because it took them a good few years to come back up and be established properly, because they had a couple of seasons of up relegated.
Yeah.
You know, it's only under Marco Silva when they came up with that massive points total, and now is this their third, I think, season?
They got promoted, I would say 21-22 season, because they came up with Forest and Bournemouth.
So 23-24, 24-25, 25-26,
22-23, 23-24, 24-25, 25-26. This would be a full season on the trot in the Premier League, I think. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Although he looks like he might be moving on, Marco Silva.
I mean, he's not. This is probably the most loyal he's been in a job, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it was when he was at Watford, when he went to Everton, that was the most disloyal he's been, or his head clearly got turned, didn't it? Because he was doing well at Watford. Then all these rumours and links came out about the Everton job and tried to play him down. The form at Watford fell off a cliff to the point that I think he got sacked and went to Everton anyway. Yeah,
well, he did well at Hull, didn't he? Because they said had he been at Hull for the whole season, Hull would have stayed up.
Yes,
because I think he came in, say, January time, for argument's sake.
Yeah,
and then but then he left in the summer, I think, to go to Watford. And yeah, like you say, there was those rumours he was going to Everton, and then like their form, as you said, just completely dropped.
Best thing about Fulham's season, though, is some of the goals that they've scored. Harry Wilson, I think when we were recording more regularly earlier on the season, I think it was every episode we were basically saying tick-a-boo with some of his goals. The one that stands out most is the outside of the foot one against Crystal Palace.
Yes.
If you remember that.
Yeah, vaguely, yeah. And edge of the box, wasn't it?
Yeah, because it was a nice 1-2 with Jimenez round the corner. And then it was also Harrison Reed's equaliser
against Liverpool. Oh, yeah.
Top bins.
That for me, because I can't remember too many of the goals, but that for me is goal of the season.
Yeah.
But I also like the one against Spurs where the keeper's come out.
Of course.
And
that's another one.
Composed to put in the empty net. Because from that angle.
That is just like case in point of having a clear picture in your head before you receive the ball, knowing where everyone is on the pitch, knowing exactly what you're going to do when you receive it. It's one thing doing that, and then to have the skill and the ability to execute it.
But it fell to the perfect person because of his left foot.
Yeah, I know. Absolutely.
I think he's out of contract this season, isn't he?
He is out of contract in the summer. So,
but he's 28. It's only just clicked this season for him.
Well, he's always been a decent player. Don't get me wrong, but this year has been a case of more people standing out to take notice of him because he's got his numbers are better, numbers are stronger, scoring more goals, having more of an impact on games. I think he came through Liverpool's academy, so whether he'd be looking to go again, where's the next step up from Fulham? Maybe a club playing in Europe. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah. Villa.
Villa, or go back to Bournemouth because he was at Bournemouth as well, just for their European season because they'll need a stronger squad. Leeds, very good job to stay up. Deserve a lot of credit.
Yeah, I said they'd go down.
I said they'd go down as well, I believe. I don't think all three clubs that came up I said would go down again to fit the pattern that's happened over the last few seasons. But they were looking, in the first half or first third of the season, they were really struggling to the point that Farke, it looked like he was about to be sacked. Changed system. Ever since then, they've become so much harder to beat. Deservedly stayed up, deserved a lot of credit. That being said, with the end of the season now, in his press conference before the last round of fixtures, Farke came out, I sent it to you, talking about the club needs to match my ambition. Now, don't get me wrong, I can understand wanting to...
Give me a new contract with more money, I kept you up. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, but it's like... Because obviously you've always said... he didn't do it, he's never done it in the Premier League before this season. The counter-argument to that is Norwich never spent the money, they always were within their means, so he didn't really have the ability, the club, the resources, the players to keep the clubs that he was managing up in the division. But it is just quite funny, the first time he's got that, having to finally keep a club up, and now, he's given it
straight
large
away
a little bit in the media.
But is that not just the narrative these days? Because it's the same with players. They have one good season, it's like, I want to go to a bigger team, I'm better than this, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. You've only done it over one season.
Yeah. Well, the big test will be next season with the old second season syndrome.
Like, we're talking about... So, talking about that, he's not said it, but Robbie's been linked with Bayern Munich, the Sunderland striker.
Is he really?
Apparently so.
Oh, my God.
And it's just like... there's certain aspects of his game really good, but...
Great hold-up, centre forward.
Yeah.
Uses his body really well.
Yeah. But other than passing, dribbling, shooting...
He scored a decent number of goals.
His goal against Everton was well taken as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
But that was all based on his strength.
Absolutely bullied Tarkowski, yeah.
But yeah, Leeds, like you say, second season syndrome, we shall see.
Did you watch any of their cup semi-final against Chelsea?
No.
Because it's another one, they were safe. They did so well to get to the semis, don't get me wrong, but just go for it a little bit more.
Yeah.
You'd rather lose like 4-0.
The thing is, like, because Chelsea won 1-0, and it's like, it's now the Wilfried Zaha question, isn't it, between City and Chelsea to win the FA Cup.
I had it on in the background, but I didn't really care who won.
It wasn't the greatest game either.
Good
nice goal to win it.
Yeah,
nice goal to win it.
Enough on Leeds. Liverpool?
Yeah, who cares about Leeds?
Leeds. No, they did well to stay up. That's the most important thing.
Fair play.
That was the target at the start of the season.
Yep.
So, yeah. Liverpool. Season of transition, certainly. I mean, you say where to begin. The place to begin was with Arne Slot, because as a neutral, I don't understand.
Arnie.
In your head. Yeah. I don't understand why there's so much clamour amongst Liverpool fans, because it does now feel like it's the majority of the fan base that want him out.
Yeah.
They'd probably turn around and say, how much of Liverpool have you watched this season? Because it's a style of play, it's getting lucky in a lot of games, the money that's been spent regressed a lot, but he only won the Premier League 12 months ago. Yeah, you can argue that was a Jurgen Klopp squad. I completely understand that, but he still has to get him on the pitch to deliver. Does he not deserve, just for the fact that he won a Premier League trophy, only your second in 30 odd years, another season to see if he can turn fortunes around?
You can't win every season, and there'll be that factor of the champions are coming to town, so people raise their game against them. But you're talking about, it was Klopp's squad, etc., etc. But like, he got rid of Darwin Núñez for Isaac. Is that not an improvement?
Well, on paper, yeah, but then it makes me think of the best ability is availability. Isaac's always injured. Darwin Núñez was fit every single game.
Yeah, he needs another season. But I think it was because Alonso was available, and Alonso did so well at Leverkusen. I think they wanted their Liverpool player to come home.
That's a good. That is a good point, to be fair, because if you've got a ready-made manager there who was there, with Liverpool connection, which would matter a lot.
Because there was talks about Gerrard going there as like an assistant manager or something, isn't there? But
really,
that's just not going to work in the slightest.
No.
Right. But I don't know. It wasn't a very good title defence, was it?
No, I just love what you've written. Johnny Cochran wouldn't have been able to defend their title.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How many games?
Oh,
That was about 12 or 13 games odd this season, wasn't it? But
yeah. They're in Champions League places though, aren't they?
they are in the Champions League places, and because Bournemouth drew the other night, there needs to be a 6-goal swing difference.
Swing.
Yeah,
Okay.
indeed, which just doesn't seem like it's going to happen. So
No.
they should finish Champions League.
No.
They just need more squad depth though, so it'd be interesting to see the business they do over the summer. However, you know full well that if he doesn't get off to a good start next season, it's going to be more clamour for him to go.
I can understand the talks about the money spent, but even then, like Wirtz was he 100 million?
Yeah, Wirtz and Isak alone were
200
close to
million.
250 odd million. Yeah.
Yeah, but Isak, he came injured. He then seems to introduce him slowly. He's then got injured again.
Broke his leg, didn't he, against
Yeah,
Tottenham?
he's always injured. Ekatike looks decent.
But then got injured because he did his Achilles.
Yeah.
They just lack depth.
Yeah.
All the money that they spent, they
It's
probably
the
spent it in the wrong
midfield, isn't it,
areas.
really?
Yeah.
And then also, though, both fullbacks are... I know Robertson was still there, but he's brought in Kirkes, and both fullbacks has changed, haven't they? Because obviously Alexander-Arnold left. Van Dijk, I think, gets away with a lot because he's Van Dijk. Like, Jamie Carragher would rather blame Konate than Van Dijk for some of the stuff.
Well, Konate, the first part of the season, was really struggling as well, though.
Yeah, I know, but there was things Van Dijk were doing, and Carragher's having a go at Konate. He was spitting, he was. But again, Iriola's linked as well, I think.
Well, that's the one. Now that Alonso's gone to Chelsea, if Slot does get off to a bad start next season, because there's going to be another turnover of players over the summer. Obviously, Salah's leaving, Robertson's leaving, already confirmed. Quite a few players linked with exits. Curtis Jones, Joe Gomez, McAllister has also been linked with an exit, which
Really?
is surprising because it's only his second season there this
Going
year.
to
wasn't
where?
it?
Second or
I'm
third?
not sure. I'm pretty sure it was.
No, he was signed
Oh no,
by
he was
Klopp,
signed
wasn't
by
he?
Klopp. Okay, so yeah, sorry, third season. Yeah, it does feel like there's going to be a lot of turnover of players. The point on Salah as well, though, did you see his comments the other day about he wants Liverpool? We put something out on social media saying Liverpool, after the loss against Villa, need to return to the heavy metal football. Basically, a very clear criticism, even though it wasn't explicitly said, of the style of football under Arne Slot, which is another thing that, especially if you're leaving, why would you say that? Because you're undermining the manager.
It's attention seeking. He's clearly had a falling out with Slot
Yeah.
this season because he was put on the bench. Also, his form was indifferent. Last season, you weren't really expecting that form from him, and that's why they won the league, because he was really good last season. It's caught up with him. He can't take it. He's basically lashing out. And it was like in before the African Cup of Nations where he was putting stuff out on social media then and making it out that he was going to leave.
Well, it looked like he was going to be leaving in January.
Yeah,
didn't it?
exactly.
Yeah.
Like he just needs to grow up, really. Like, and all this stuff with these videos about saying goodbye and this, that, and the other. Part one of me saying goodbye. Just clear off, get out the door. See you later. Who cares? Like, well done. You've got millions of pounds. You've won some silver stuff. Off you go. Done.
You sure you wanted to do this podcast?
Yeah. I'm just trying to keep it real.
Fair enough.
I won some silver medal and I got paid millions of pounds to do it.
But it's the memories that it creates for all of the fans and all the people involved.
Brilliant memories until you get Alzheimer's.
You're so negative about everything.
I'm not negative. I'm just being true,
No, because like I said, I returned to it. As Arsenal fans, you saw the scenes outside the Emirates.
Yeah, brilliant.
The other night. Oliver Glasner, when they won the FA Cup last
fantastic.
season. I know, but the way he talks about it, the way people talk about football. Now, don't get me wrong.
But football's not life and death, Ben.
I know it's not life and death, but what's the quote?
Much more important than that.
Well, there was one of those. That's another quote from somebody else previously. But football is the most important of the least important things, is what people say. For many people, it's a chance to forget all of the troubles that are plaguing them.
It's supposed to be.
To unite people, strangers, families, bring people together. You saw that the other night at Arsenal.
I know,
on a
but it
random
stepped away
Tuesday
from
night.
that. That's my gripe. It stepped away from that. Because it's supposed to be an escape, but now everything's politicised with football. You can't go to the football without hearing about some political activity or something else.
What do you mean you
that's in
can't
the
go
programme.
to the football without hearing about political activity? I've been to how many games this season? I haven't heard that much about
Rainbow
it.
flags, rainbow
Who cares?
armbands.
But then you're taking focus. You're putting your focus on that as opposed to the
No, I'm
actual
not, but
game.
it
Why
should
do
be
you
left-
care
it should be
about
left-
it?
I don't care about it, but why should we? Why
So
do
then
we
why are you
need to promote it?
noticing it?
But why do we?
If you bring it up, why are you
because
noticing it?
Because they're promoting it. And I'm not saying I have an issue of that sort of anything to do with that, but just leave football's football. Why does football think it can change the world all the time? Just get on with it. And you're talking about bringing people together. I'd argue it divides people more. Look at social media. You didn't win a league.
but-
You're rubbish. You're this. You're that.
That's a social media problem, though, because you get that everywhere.
Yeah, but then that creeps into society, doesn't it?
Yeah, but that's what I mean. You get that everywhere.
But you get people now who beat other people up because they don't support the same team as them.
Okay, so then what about the 70s and 80s when the whole problem of football hooliganism?
Yeah, but they'd arrange. They'd arrange.
Oh, so it was okay because it was arranged.
Well, it's different to me walking down the street and going, "That lad's wearing a Spurs shirt. Get him!" To, "Oh, you're part of a firm, so we're gonna have a tear up because you want to have a fight. You both want to have a fight. That black guy that doesn't want to have a fight, does he?"
That sort of thing happens then.
I don't want to have a fight. Well, it happens everywhere. Not just because of football shirts. It happens because of all sorts of things, doesn't it? In society.
I don't think it happens because of all sorts of different things, but to me it's only if you're on if you're on match day and you're wearing an Arsenal shirt walking down to Tottenham Stadium, then of course you're going to get stuff like that.
Well, you can't wear an Arsenal shirt walking down to Tottenham Stadium. That's the problem.
Yeah, but
I couldn't
wear
an Arsenal shirt walking near around the Tottenham Stadium.
It's always been that way.
Yeah, but that's stupid.
Yeah, I know it's
stupid. You support a different team.
Yeah, but then football has always been like that. It's not something new, recent, as you're arguing. It's always been like that.
I think it's got exacerbated because of social media.
Of course, but then again, I come back to it. That's a social media problem.
But then how's it bringing people together?
A football thing, because on Tuesday night when it's all Arsenal fans, you got 100,000 Arsenal fans.
I know, but we didn't invite any Spurs fans to celebrate with us.
Because why would they come out and celebrate?
So, oh, well done. But you've done well. You beat West Ham for us.
You've got people of all different backgrounds, of all different faiths,
to Liverpool,
coming out and being united.
No, it's Arsenal FC, not Arsenal United. Should we agree to disagree?
Too negative. I think, yeah, we should agree to disagree.
Too negative.
Too negative. Far too negative.
Right.
Have a bit of joy in one's life. Take the joy in the little things.
I have joy in one's life. I don't rely on football to bring me joy. That's the problem.
Well, clearly.
A lot of people rely on football to bring them happiness and joy. And that's why every other weekend, some of them are getting really depressed. Or if you're a Spurs fan, every weekend are getting depressed. They beat West Ham, they won the league, and we still might not stay up.
Manchester City.
Yes, Manchester City.
I should start with Pep, because obviously Pep has announced now formally that he will be leaving at the end of the season.
Yep.
Is he the greatest ever manager Premier League has seen, or would you put Fergie above him?
You know who my greatest manager the Premier League's ever seen?
Who is it?
Carlo Ancelotti.
Oh yeah, but that's in the context.
Are you talking about Premier League era?
I'm talking about Premier League era.
Okay.
Just focusing on achievements in the Premier League alone.
Well, they both cheated in a different way, didn't they? Fergie used to bully referees, and Pep Guardiola's leaving with 115 charges.
How many
of
the 115 charges were from his tenure? Because I swear the vast majority of them were all from before he joined.
They're financially doped, aren't they? Let's look at this January. They're behind in the league, so they spend almost 100 million on Gahey and Semenyo.
Yeah,
the top two performing players outside of City, outside of Arsenal, etc. So he's done it all with money. There's an argument to say there wasn't as much money, but Ferguson always used to be back financially. I wouldn't say anywhere near as much as Pep, but in answer to your question, Ferguson's the greatest Premier League manager.
Fair enough. Do you think City are now going to have a bit of a drop-off because Pep's leaving?
Yep.
Is that just because of the case of Pep's leaving, or also because you expect a verdict with their charges?
No, so it's a case of it's a bit like when Ferguson left, isn't it? And when Wenger left. I know Wenger left on the downward.
Yeah.
But when someone's been there for so long, it's going to take a while to change and adapt. But it's also going to be good to see them on minus 60 and going down to the Championship next season. So,
well, I actually think the appointment of Maresca is pretty good, but
I'm not sure. I don't really see it. I don't get it personally. Like, with the money they got available to them, I thought they could have got someone with a bit more pedigree. I know he's well respected, isn't he?
And because he's worked under Pep, from the things the Chelsea players said about him. Yeah, I know, but the things... Well, he won 2 trophies.
Details.
He won 2 trophies.
And he beat Pep.
Yeah, exactly. Some of the things the Chelsea lads said about Maresca in terms of liking his training sessions, and I'm not sure that they particularly wanted him to lose his job when he did lose his job. It's only because of the mess Chelsea are off the pitch. In the context of appointments, nobody was on Pep's level, put it that way. But I don't necessarily think Maresca is a bad appointment. I think it's fairly decent, and they'll be okay as long as there is.
And he knows how to get a team out of the Championship.
If there is a verdict on their 115 charges, that's a different.
There's going to be a verdict. That's why he's left.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that he decides to leave now. He knows what's coming. He definitely knows what's coming. He doesn't want to have that relegation battle where you've got to get 100 points to survive. because you're on minus 60, and then spend a season in the Championship.
And certainly because their squad isn't as
He
good
wants to
as,
distance himself from that as much as possible.
Their squad isn't as good as it has been under him,
I mean, I think we mentioned it, or maybe part one, the City teams that had a couple of 100 points for over 2 seasons were just a complete different animal, weren't they? You're probably never going to see that again. But again, the players around him, like De Bruyne, there, and everyone else in that system.
David Aguero, company.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I saw something flashed up the other day, actually, yesterday, talking about him, and he's like, "Oh, my biggest regret was letting Joe Hart go, or whatever." And
I saw that. Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, because had you not let him go, and instead of putting Claudio Bravo, you'd have won the league that season in your first season.
They were pretty close, wasn't it? It was only because it was the game at the Etihad Stadium that Chelsea beat them 3-1, whatever it was, because that was who won the league that year. Chelsea.
Was that Conte in charge?
Yes, it was Conte in charge, because De Bruyne missed a chance, I think, at 1-1. Ball got squared to him really quickly. He either smashed it off the bar or he put it over.
But Bravo could play out of his feet, but anything just a little bit either side of him, he couldn't save. Because I remember there was a goal in that game against Chelsea. It's just like a better keeper. And Joe Hart would have saved it, but he couldn't play out with his feet. So
but then they got Edison in the season after anyway, didn't they?
Yeah,
and he could do both. So but that City team, or some of the City teams, especially, don't get me wrong, they've got a good squad now, but the teams that hit 95 plus points. Yeah, just another level.
Just
really.
Unplayable.
Another level. Yeah.
They were unplayable.
Do you think any of their players, though, deserve a shout this season for Player of the Season? I mean, the ones for me, we'll come to it probably a little bit later, will probably be Semenyo, but that's also because of the form at Bournemouth.
Yeah.
He deserves to be in the conversation.
He does.
The thing that I find most baffling is nobody's really shouted for Erling Haaland. 27 goals, 8 assists, 35 goal contributions, because you just take it as that's to be expected from him.
Yeah, because the previous few seasons he had 75 goals and 100 assists. That's the thing, isn't it? Because by his standards, it's not that good. But yeah, there's an argument to say he could be there, couldn't there? But I'm trying to think of anyone else in that City team.
Other people have been saying Bernardo Silva as well.
But he's not played. I don't get it.
He has
Bernardo
played.
Silva.
But to me, that feels a bit more like because he's leaving at the end of the season. Yeah.
Nonsense. Maybe Cherky, but he's been a bit in and out.
Second half of the season, he's played more. Yeah. Give it Semenyo, if you're going to say anyone. Well, also because of his form at Bournemouth.
Out of all the City players you're talking about?
Out of all the City players, if we're talking...
Just City player of the season. Semenyo, yeah.
Right, moving on to Manchester United. Were you surprised Michael Carrick got the job permanently?
There's the contract. Right, whatever numbers he wants down, he's back.
United are back.
Yeah. Well, considering Gary Neville was saying when he was appointed as interim, he only needs to be here till the summer, and then we need to get a top manager in, whoever that may be. And they've continued with him. You know exactly what it'll be. Next season, they might do okay in the league. They've got Champions League, so it'll be different again because they're playing more than one game a week. The players will get on with him for a little while. Then when it starts getting hard and they start losing, they'll throw him under the bus again. He'll get sacked. There'll be rinse and repeat, and we'll be in this 3-year cycle of who we're going to get in. Then they'll get in a top manager who's won the league in Portugal. He'll come in on a couple of year contracts. It won't
change
go
the system.
Change the system. He won't feel supported because they won't get the players that he wants in, and they're going to do it their way and not actually listen to him. And then he's going to say, well, I'm not going to sign anywhere past my contract, so they'll sack him anyway.
Rinse and repeat,
it's great.
As you say.
It's
great as a rival
fantastic.
fan, yeah.
And I'm here for the enjoyment. See, I do enjoy football.
It's just because of all the pain that United dealt
Exactly.
you over there.
And the fact that they live so close in London. Don't worry, just don't go. We don't. I know.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to have a big chance, big summer window because competing on Europe or playing European football next season.
Well, when you got the likes of sort of Casemiro going,
haven't
you? I mean, I don't know who else. I've not really kept up with it. Who they're losing?
No, but they needed before. So the business they did this summer. I say the summer before this season, they signed a lot of established Premier League players, which was good business. But as most United fans said at the time, they still needed a central midfielder in. That's kind of been proven. Obviously, Carrick's brought Kobe Mainoo back into the fold, but losing Casemiro, you are going to leave.
The season as well.
Who?
Is he up for player of the season, mainly?
No, only Bruno Fernandes.
He's been called up to the England squad, but again...
He's been called up to the England squad, yeah.
I mean, obviously he thinks he can do a job...
Well, he has played well since he's been brought back into the fold, yeah.
Because was he the one that was talking about wanting to go out on loan?
Because Amorim didn't like him at all, wasn't playing him.
Yeah, strange. Okay, well, we know what he can do then.
But he's very good on the ball. You just need more legs around him, because some of the... Not that I've watched a lot of United this season, or since Carrick has been in charge, and yes, they've had some very good performances and wins, but they also got played off the park by Leeds. Brentford was end to end. I know they won that game. There is just a gap in the middle of the park that they've got to plug and they've got to fill. So it's going to be very important, because it's one thing bringing in players so you can compete in the Premier League, but with European demands as well.
Yeah. Well, you need a squad, don't you? And exactly. they beat City and Arsenal, didn't they?
First two games in charge, yeah.
Yeah. Insane. Games in charge. Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Adorgu scored a great goal in that game as well.
Yeah. Cunha scored a good goal as well.
Credit where credit's due. Talking of Cunha, though, do you think he's been that good this season, or do you think more was expected of him?
Well, if you're talking about Cunha in that context, then you've also got to bring Mbeumo into the debate, because Cunha's had a better season than Mbeumo.
Do you think so?
Cunha's had a much better season
than
Mbeumo, I think. Yeah.
I thought Mbeumo's done better than Cunha, to be fair.
Because it's also... I don't know what the numbers are.
I thought Cunha was brought in for a goal scorer, though.
No, to me it's more creative. Šeško was brought as your number 9, even though he's off the bench, on the bench. But they're both brought in to create more chances, both brought in to share the load in terms of goals scored. Because to me, the highlights from Cunha's season hasn't just been about what he's done in the attacking third. It's also, I remember the game at Anfield, we said it on the previous episode, taking the ball, protecting the ball when they're winning, dribbling second to none. And it looks like he's able to deal with the weight of that United shirt and playing for a club of that size. So, yeah, I think he's done all right.
These heavy United shirts. They try and lose weight.
Big Shaw is, yeah.
Well, he's got someone to do it now, hasn't he?
Yes. Oh, yeah, because he's not been called up either, is he? Bruno Fernandes, obviously he's on 20 assists at the time of recording, still got one more game to play.
10 from open play.
Oh, give it a rest with your open play in from set pieces. You used to say it all the time about Saka. What does it matter?
Yeah, but 10
it's
from
just
open play.
delivering a ball. It's just delivering a ball.
De Bruyne, when he had 20 in a season, 17 from open play.
And?
Henry, 18 from open play.
Yeah, great.
He's had 10 from open play, and they're talking about him in the same context as Henry and De Bruyne. Come on.
Well, in the context of recording number of assists. But then that's one debate. The other debate is, does he deserve player of the season? Because he has been given player of the season. Who would you be given it to instead?
Without putting my Arsenal hat on, it'd be Declan Rice.
Well, he's the one that...
He's the one that should be getting player of the season. You look at his performances over every single game, he's the only one that's performed. Really. He's been that engine. Forwards and backwards. Non-stop. Like Arsenal wouldn't have won the league if they didn't have him in the middle. Simple as. Fernandes hasn't done it all season. I don't get that, really. I genuinely don't understand that one with him winning player of the season. There's probably, you could say Semenyo for his form at Bournemouth.
And City as well, because he's done all right at City.
Yeah, he's done okay at City. What other clubs have we spoken about? Let's have a look. There must be,
Bernardo Silva's muted. You can throw Haaland in there. Igor Thiago for 22 goals
Igor
at Brentford.
Thiago. There's one.
Yeah. The players that were nominated, Morgan Gibbs-White was also included.
He's had a
decent season.
He's been fairly decent. There must be someone from Villa. Rodgers, maybe?
Potentially, but it's
in and out?
That's to me more of a collective effort. Yeah, not consistently over the course of the whole season.
Bournemouth, Trafford at left back.
Yeah.
Come in. I don't... Why does it always have to be an attacking player all the time?
So are you also on the Roy Keane boat when it comes to the criticism of Bruno Fernandes?
Roy Keane was spot on. He's not worried about Manchester United. He's worried about his record.
No, I would strongly disagree with the fact that he's not worried about Manchester United and whatever else, because you can't question his commitment and passion for the club, especially over the number of years that he's been there. But I can understand the wider argument about football's a team game, team achievements, etc., etc. For a club of United's size, I mean, I guess you take what you can get, but basically cheering, throwing yourself behind an individual award, it kind of shows how far you've fallen over the last 13 years.
Yeah. He was more worried about self than about club. Roy Keane was spot on.
Well, I would disagree that he was more worried about self than club, but...
Fair enough.
It is what it is.
Agree to disagree.
Indeed. One name that I have been mentioned with talking to central midfielders is Elliot Anderson from Nottingham Forest.
Yeah,
would be a decent
he's been
buy.
He's been linked with City as well, hasn't he?
City, United, and Arsenal, but it looks like City and United ahead in that race. But again, you'd be looking at £100 million because he's English tax. Good player, but
he's had a good season, but one good season,
or a couple of good
or one
seasons.
very good season. Sorry,
yeah,
he's had a very good season this season.
And he was good last season as well because Forest qualified for Europe.
Yeah.
Just depends on whether those clubs will pay
he
for
made
that.
Rodgers in the first leg of the semi-final, didn't he? Did you see that?
I didn't see it.
Oh,
no.
rolled it through his legs, lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
But then obviously Villa did them 4-0.
Villa smashed them.
Yeah.
Thank goodness for Chris Wood.
Which
Have you removed all that Chris Wood stuff?
I haven't. No.
Oh.
Because we're only on M, so we're now coming to N, which is Newcastle and Nottingham Forest. Last 5 or 6 clubs that we've got to cover. So Newcastle, you mentioned it on the last episode. To be fair, yo-yo club. Obviously, for them it's a season with Europe, a season without Europe. It just shows you how hard it can be to sustain your form in the Premier League when you're competing in Europe.
Without a squad, and also you lost a top goal scorer because he went to Liverpool.
They did the wrong business in the summer, is what it looks like. Obviously, Wissa was injured, you can't account for that. But the players that they did bring in, besides maybe Tior, the centre half, can't really say any of them had a really good season. Waltemada was looking like he
Waltemada started well,
really well,
but then he dropped him when Wissa came back from injury.
Well, no, Wissa took a long time to come back from injury.
But he started rotating them, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like when Waltemada was on form. You don't do that. When a player's on form, you keep playing them.
But he also doesn't look like he knows what Waltemada's best position is, because at the start of the season he was playing him as the number 9, and now he's dropped him back into number 10.
Yeah.
And now he's also been linked with a move abroad, back to Germany.
Yeah, I've seen that.
See what happens.
And I don't think Wissa's really set the world alight there either.
Well, he's never been fit, really. But it's just funny because Wissa had a year left on his Brentford deal. What did they pay for him? 40 odd £50 million to get him out of that, to get him out of Brentford.
Yeah.
But then he missed half the season anyway because of a knee injury. Obviously, you can't account for that.
Yeah, but it's not great business, is it?
It isn't great business, no. And now, potentially or very likely to lose Anthony Gordon. It feels like it's going to be another difficult summer.
Well, Ilanga's not really done too much since going there either.
Second half of the season, he got better, but no, exactly. That's another player that they signed over the summer that didn't really set it alight. Yeah. But still, because that also then led to rumours about Eddie Howe deserved to keep his job.
I don't know who they'd get in. Iriola?
Everyone's talking. I think he had been linked, to be fair, but
I don't know who they'd get in, but again, I think next season they'll probably make a push for Europe, where they don't have any Europe this season.
If they do better business over the summer, everything is going to be on the business they do in the summer, is what it feels like.
But they're not going to be in danger of being relegated, are they? No. Like they won their first trophy. They won their first trophy in like 40 odd years last season. Came close, got to the semis, didn't they?
In the League Cup.
Yeah, in the League Cup.
Had a decent run in the Champions League before getting absolutely spanked. And that, to be fair, that for 3 halves of football they competed with Barcelona, and then it was just the last half that they really struggled. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, excuse me. Yeah. Some of the goals, some of the defending, and but still. Again, I don't know. Another one to be careful what you wish for, really, because they're the richest club in the UK, but can't spend it because of financial fair play, isn't it? So. Yeah,
although there's been rumours or issues with Saudi Arabia as well, potentially, because they're basically backed by a nation state, winding down some of their investments in sporting
like the
franchises,
golf and all that sort of stuff,
golf, boxing in their country. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see over the summer.
It's obviously not made the money they want from it.
No. Yeah. Nottingham Forest. Let's start with Chris Wood, because you mentioned Chris Wood. You got one specific gripe with Chris Wood about the game against Aston Villa? Did you see the chance that he was put forward?
The flag went up, but
he was onside.
He was onside. Yeah, had he scored, it'd have been overruled. But it was Chris Wood, so he didn't score. Still not apologising.
Oh, clearly not. No, because then I think about 5 or 10 minutes after that, one of the Forest wingers, I can't remember who it was, might have been Bakwa, could have put the ball across the box first time, didn't it? And Chris Wood absolutely berated him, really giving it. Yeah,
well, he wouldn't have scored though.
I know.
So who can blame him? I didn't watch it, but I'd be like, wind your neck in, mate. You're through 1-1 and couldn't score. Like, I don't trust you if I pass this ball across for you to finish it off. So, I mean, they were really entertaining, Forest. It was like, who's going to be your next manager?
every single game. Although Pereira came in eventually and did a decent job.
Yeah.
Probably highlight of the season was the win at Chelsea with their B team, effectively.
That was 3-0.
3-1, because João Pedro scored right at the end, yeah.
Oh, yeah, overhead kick, wasn't
Yes,
it? That was a good finish. Yeah, really. But I expected it from Pereira. I'm surprised after giving him the contract at Wolves that they then sacked him, because they still were looking okay, weren't they? It was just they weren't getting the results. But there you go. But yeah, the owner needs to wind it in, doesn't he?
He never will, though. I mean, they survived. That was the start of the season. Obviously, they probably might have wanted more based on how they did last season. But to me, last season was probably a bit of an anomaly because nobody expected them to compete for Europe. Yeah.
But again, like, thinking you're bigger than what you are.
Yeah.
And could have almost got relegated.
Yeah.
So have some humility.
Just a shame. Well, I say for them, it was just a shame that they got pumped by Villa in the semi-final second leg. But besides that,
I'm all for that. They shouldn't have been in that competition.
No, very true.
Palace should have been there.
Very true. Yeah, very true.
And they were quick enough. As soon as Palace that thing came out about Palace in like the fractions or whatever it was. And again, they didn't know, did they? Because they hadn't won the FA Cup, like with the ownership and all the rules. So give them a little bit of leeway. They were straight away on it, like going, "Oh, we'll take their place." And really, it should have been, "We're not taking their place. You let them play in the Europa League." But no, quick enough to sort of stab them in the back. Yeah, I know. So had they got relegated and that sort of thing, sorry Forest fans, but wouldn't have cared.
Yeah,
like, get what you deserve. So I'm pleased with the pumped you, and they went on to win it. But again, it's not the fans.
No,
you
know
what I
mean?
The fans would go, "Oh, it's not us," and they'll go, "Oh, you're an AO," all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Not from the fans' perspective. I would have felt sorry for the fans, but as for the ownership of the club and everything else, you get what you deserve.
Yeah.
I don't mean that for the fans, because that's
but he's never going to change his ways up there, is he? So
no, he's not.
Well, that's far.
Oh, hi, Ange Postecoglou, my friend.
Yeah.
Ange, it's not gone well. Don't come back tomorrow.
17 minutes after the Chelsea game, wasn't it?
The best thing he did was turn up to Arsenal and let us win 3-0. Cheers, Andrew!
3 more points.
Because Sean Dyche wouldn't let us do it. 0-0 away there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, don't. That was one of the worst games that we played, or one of the ones that I was most frustrated with this season.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Yeah. Yes. Sunderland.
Oh, Sunderland! I thought I gave them the kiss of death. Do you remember? I was like, I had them as the only one out of the ones that come up to stay up.
Comfortably stayed up as well.
Very comfortably. And at the time of recording, if they beat Chelsea at home, they'll finish above Newcastle in their first season back.
Yes, they will.
Bragging rights.
Well, yeah, and it's not just if they beat Chelsea, they'll finish above Newcastle. If they beat Chelsea, they could still qualify for Europe with how close it is there. But Europa League or Conference League. But
I was saying to Matt, I don't want that for them though. With their squad, just be established. Like next season will be difficult. Just be established, because it all depends who they lose this season in the summer as well. Because you damn well know, because they've kept them up. Some of the players will be like, I want to move on. I'm not saying the players saying that, but like Robbie being linked with like Bayern Munich and things like that.
Yeah,
like you've had one good season and
can start going to players' heads. You never realise. Exactly. You never know. Yeah,
but yeah, they did well.
Yeah, because I had them to go down, and I think you made the comment on one of the first episodes we did. Like before a ball was kicked this season, because you did watch the playoff final last year, did you not?
Oh, it was awful. Yeah.
And
awful.
You and Dad both saying, well, Sunderland are going to come up and play like that.
Yeah.
And they got no chance. Obviously, had a high turnover of players in the summer and brought in a lot of quality, but they can do that again.
And brought in a couple of players that have done it in the Premier League.
Yeah.
You know, Xhaka has played at Arsenal. Who's the winger? Oh, not Diarra, is it?
Yeah. Diarra is one of the ones that they brought in, and a lad from Bruges, Club Brugge. Taubi, is it? Basically, they signed a lot of decent players.
And some of them have Premier League experience.
Some of them having Premier League experience, and it's a case of they probably won't be able to replicate next season what they've done this season, but as long as they stay up and survive.
Yeah, and as long as the board recognise that as long as we survive, we can go again the season after.
Yes.
Right, because it's still going to be transition.
Indeed, yeah, exactly that. Now we come to the team that I probably watched most of all this season.
The most entertaining team in the league.
Because they get pumped most weeks. It's funny. It's like, I might not have been that enamoured with some of the football that's been played from a lot of clubs this year, but you can bet your bottom dollar that if Tottenham are on TV, I'd be watching them.
They are the gift that keeps on giving. Let me celebrate that goal and take my shirt off and celebrate with the fans. You're in a relegation battle. Let me stand there and pose for the camera. You're in a relegation battle.
The fans try and like really create a special atmosphere before the Forest game, all outside when the coach is driving.
They are just the gift that we're going to create a great atmosphere for you. Fantastic. Thanks for the atmosphere. We're not going to win though.
Yeah.
just absolutely amazing. And I still believe it all started the season they sacked Pochettino after the Champions League final. They had a little blip, panicked, got rid of him, and it's all gone downhill since then.
Yeah. Well, because if they
I know they won the Europa League, but
But look where they were in the league last year.
No, I know.
They've got the same number of points at the time of recording. They've still got one game left to play than they had after a full 38-game season last year.
And this season's, and I'm not saying it out of bias, this season's Europa League final was had far more quality than last season's Europa
last
League
season's was awful. Yeah, because I had it on. I was watching it. Yeah. But Villa, were unbelievable this year. And you compare it to the United and Tottenham teams that played last season. Yep. Absolutely dreadful. Having said all of that, if they do stay up, I actually think Roberto De Zerbi is quite a good appointment. Yeah, given a full summer. I actually think he's a decent appointment as well. The only thing is his temperament, isn't it? Yeah. All right. Really want to stay there. If he doesn't have things go his own way, a bit like Brighton, because he started well at Brighton, didn't he? Then it sort of tailed off. He's never had, I think, more than 2 seasons. He might have had 3-1 somewhere, actually, Sassuolo. But because he is quite a combustible figure, you know at some point it is going to go south. Yeah. But before it goes south, if he can get them all playing to his vision, a full summer working with them, again, assuming they stay up, they'll be a good team.
They'll be top half, if not next season after. Yeah. Just depends if it's top half of what league.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, because again, at the time of recording, they could still go down. So, yeah.
What was it Pep said? Come on, you Irons.
West Ham, I mean, whoever goes down today, it feels like it's quite a decent-sized club, a big club, because West Ham in their own right. You think about where they were, 3 years ago, winning the Conference League, qualifying for the Europa League.
Wasn't good enough, though.
Well, not for their fans, for David Moyes,
That's ball management, isn't it? Who did they bring in? I'm trying to think. Who was before Potter?
Lopetegui.
Yes, and it didn't work. It didn't work, did it? That's it. They got rid of Moyes, brought in Lopetegui, and then was Potter brought in towards the end of that season.
Yeah, he was brought in. So and towards the end of that season, which would have been last season. Yeah. So really, this mess, or you can argue it started when they sacked David Moyes. I know a lot
was
of.
Was he out of contract though? They did.
Sorry, didn't sack him. They didn't renew his contract. Yeah, sorry, of course. A lot of West Ham fans will probably say, well, when we had David Moyes in charge, was a season or two where it looked like we were going to go down.
There was one season when it could have been anyone of 12 when Moyes were called in, wasn't it?
But they got themselves out of it.
But eventually they all picked up a run, didn't they? Yes. So I don't buy into that. But where would you rather be as a West Ham fan? Final day of the season now, or would you rather be Everton?
Yeah, exactly.
And I know we've already discussed it, but again with Everton, just have a look at West Ham if you're really that bothered by Moyes.
Because you know what you're going to get. I think the only club that he's taken down was Sunderland, and they were a bit of a mess at that time. A lot of West Ham fans, though, because of some of the changes that Nuno's made, you mentioned it on the last podcast, but they had been in a decent run of form. I know they'd lost the 2 before they went to St James's Park against Brentford, which they were a little bit unlucky at with some of the decisions hitting the woodwork.
Yeah, so I heard. I've not seen the highlights of that.
Obviously then lost against Arsenal.
But gave us a real good game.
Yes, indeed, and should have gone 1-0 up with the chance Fernandes had. But then goes to Newcastle, changes the system, get played off the park. Not quite sure a lot of the West Ham fans want him in charge next season, regardless of what division they're in. I mean, if they go down to the Championship, he might not want to stay anyway. But
because he changed that system, they started 2-0 down, didn't they? Yeah. They conceded 2 goals, they started 2-0 down, and he obviously brought his sub on, and they looked a bit better, because I was watching bits of that game.
Did you see the goal that the lad scored? Was it Tati Castellanos? The Tickaboo!
No, great consolation goal. When they were 2-0 down, I saw the change, and it was half time, and then I had to get on some stuff, so I didn't see it from there. But I think, well, he might not want to be there if they go down, but he's got pedigree with Wolves. He'd probably, if they keep a decent squad, he'd get them straight back up. I think. But again, it's the same thing. Like I was asking West Ham fans the question, knowing what you know now, would you want David Moyes in charge? And some were still saying no. All right then, well, you get what you get, don't you?
Some people can't admit that maybe they were wrong. Yeah. We're all kind of like that in some little way. I don't know.
No, I said I was wrong about Brentford.
Yeah.
I said I was wrong about Farke with Leeds, keeping him up. I was wrong.
Yeah, and you're wrong about Arteta as well.
Time will tell. If they go on and dominate for the next 10 years, fine.
Oh, behave, go on and dominate. I don't think any Arsenal fans really saying that. Besides those
but this is what's getting on Sky News though, Ben.
Yeah, but that's because it's all become clickbait in that sense.
Yeah, I know, but like when they got the fans saying, "Oh, I think we can," but they also pick it out because it reaches the most and it sparks that fire of conversation, doesn't it? Like, oh, we could dominate the next 10 years. We can't even dominate 10 matches. What are you on about?
But after every title-winning team, you always get those conversations and questions. And just enjoy it for today and for what it has been this season.
Because Liverpool fans last season have been saying this. We can dominate for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
So
just leave it. Things change and things that you can't predict.
I'd love to see him retain it because I've never seen that before. I'd love to see him retain it.
Do you know if we did retain it? I know, obviously not ever in the Premier League era, but do you know if we've ever retained it as a club in the old First Division 1?
No, you'd have to ask Dad.
Yeah, but I think even before you could be going back like
you'd be going back
decades,
to the 60s,
decades, longer than that. Yeah, I'm not sure we ever have.
Oh, great Arsenal fans you are. Wait for those. Oh, you ain't real Arsenal fans. That's right. I don't even live in North London. Still, it's easier to get to than Manchester, isn't it?
Last club to come to, Wolves.
I gave Wolves the kiss of death, didn't I?
You kept saying when we were recording at the start of the season.
I thought it was going to happen.
Going to get to November.
It's going to happen.
They did start playing, around February, March time for a month or two when they were ruining everyone else's season. And for
like Arsenal?
Arsenal beat Liverpool as well. It looked for a very, very brief moment in time. Could the greatest of all great escapes be on? Yeah, it was just too much.
Amazing.
It would have been amazing.
That would have been amazing. Yeah, but again, I think with Rob Edwards, he's been there because he had Middlesbrough top of the league, I think, when he left, didn't he?
Or close towards
first or top two.
Yeah,
automatic promotion. And I think they knew it was done when they brought him in. Like, we'll hope, but I think he's there to have a real good season in the Championship, come straight back up.
You say that because it's a weird one because they've shown glimpses in the Premier League, obviously, as we said, that run of form February, March time. But over the last 5 or 6 games, there's now been questions raised. Would he even be there next season? What was the point of bringing him in earlier on in the season then?
Might as well start
it's just
Pereira.
the way they are.
Thomas Frank's available.
It'd be interesting to see where he goes, to be fair. But where they are now, it just feels like it's another club lost their way a bit off the pitch, lost too many quality players, as most Wolves fans said at the start of the season, didn't replace them with the same calibre.
Ait Nouri, wasn't it?
Cunha and Ait Nouri, yeah. They lost captain Nelson Semedo, who was out of contract. And then Strand Larson, they lost in January.
And then you had Nunes the season before, didn't you? Who's gone to City?
Yeah, the season before, a couple of seasons ago. Yeah, it's just over...
and not replaced them.
No, exactly. Yeah. And it catches up with you eventually.
It will do.
Always does.
It will do.
Yeah. But whether they can bounce back first time of asking next season depends on the business they do over the summer. Yeah. Wouldn't surprise me if they do.
They could do. I mean, because he's always done all right in the Championship, Rob Edwards, other than when he got relegated from the Premier League with Luton.
Yes. But then nobody expected Luton to come up in the first place.
No, I know.
So.
I know. And they're now down in League One, aren't they?
They are, because Wilshire's in charge.
Back where they belong.
Nearly got promoted, but they did win the Johnson's Paint Trophy, didn't they? Or whatever version it is now. Yeah.
Great.
Shall we wrap up with the last few bits of news from around the football world?
Go on in.
Covered all 20 clubs. So let's come to Celtic.
Oh my goodness.
Celtic and Hearts.
How you can have the audacity to celebrate that league win. The penalty, the VAR 98th minute penalty.
I thought VAR was only meant to be clear and obvious.
Please.
Yeah. Giving it for handball.
He's clearly headed that. Martin O'Neill says it's a penalty. Of course he is. It's like, because it brushed his hand and he also caught my player in the face.
Oh, no, it was never. I thought that's what they were giving it for initially, some sort of elbow. Yeah. It was never that.
No.
Yeah.
But he said that, obviously he said it in the post-match, he's not seen it. I'm assuming he's going from what he's seen live. Yeah. Right? I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt on that one. That decision was an absolute disgrace to take it to the final game of the season. The offside, the guy's in an offside position when the attacker's in the offside position. He's clearly interfering with play, isn't he? Because he's there to then put the ball in the net.
But this is the thing, because Dad and I have had arguments or debates about this for years and years, because that in how the game is played today, that the Celtics winning goal against Hearts technically is onside, but you cannot defend against that because the geezer in the middle, Maeda, was offside when the first ball was played.
Yep.
Then being onside, he's already behind both defenders. You can't defend against it.
But he's so close to play as well, though.
Yeah.
He's interfering with play.
Well,
that's what I mean. From that, it's not like the winger was all the way out with getting chalk on his boots, and the guy and further up the pitch. It was so far up the pitch as well. That's offside, and that's why the linos flagged it. And basically, they've just gone, we want Celtic to win.
But the league needed a different team to win.
Yeah.
Everyone was sort of being captivated by that story because, no club since Aberdeen did it in 1986, I think?
Yeah.
Outside of Rangers and Celtic have won Scotland's top flight. They needed Hearts to win.
It's an absolute disgrace. And how, again, I know I said it already, how you can have the audacity to celebrate that, I'd be embarrassed. I'd be like, no, sorry, Hearts players, you come have your trophy, because that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
We've had to have Martin O'Neill come in twice. Yeah, I know. I'm not even going to do it for that because it's just it's absolutely shambolic.
Yeah.
Like, as far as I'm concerned, Hearts won the league this season.
Yeah. Well, it was
like
nice
when Lewis Hamilton won his 8th world title.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was nice because they had to leave the ground early because that pitch invasion. I mean, Celtic have won it pretty much. That's their 5th in a row. They also, how many times Celtic have won it? But let's invade the pitch. Come on, lads.
Yeah. Because I've got nothing else going on.
Yeah, but Hearts, when the coach got back to the home ground, all the Hearts fans were still there anyway because they appreciated the efforts the players had given.
Well, they know they've been robbed as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely robbed.
Yeah.
Just embarrassing. And that's why no one cares about Scottish football.
Well, a lot of people did for that game and then we'll go back to not caring about it because of what they've seen.
You've damaged your own product.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You've damaged your own brand.
Yeah. Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up our season review. First couple of episodes since December last year. Been a great season.
Great season. I look forward to recording again with you in November.
No, we've got World Cup tournament.
Are we recording for the World Cup, are we?
Well, maybe just a preview and then a review. Give some predictions and then review the tournament. To be fair, how much of the World Cup do you think you'll watch? Because I don't. Well, it's on the time difference.
It's on really late, isn't it? So what I like is the BBC Red Button, where I was thinking about this. It must be about 15, 16 years now. It used to be you press the red button and just flick through all the goals. Yeah. But I think you can probably do it on the iPlayer now and just see the highlights, the 3-minute highlights. So I will do that and see those. But for most of the World Cup, I'm going to be watching it like that.
Yeah, champion, he's ole, ole, ole. Yeah.
Oh dear. Good
Elephant
stuff.
is finally at the top of the tree. Yeah. It's only been 3.5 years of recording for this for us.
And now we can retire TCF now they've won.
On that note, thank you so much for joining me, as usual.
As always.
Thank you everyone who's made it this far, if you have made it this far.
If you've come back.
Yeah, if you come back after 6 months.
It's been a while.
Other things going on.
Yeah. 2,000 keep you up as a day.
Yeah. We'll see you in 8 months.